Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a little bit and say a few things. I'm not going to be on here a while. I've had time to just soak it all in. And I want to say this. I need to stop saying so much, right? Everybody knows that I am not going to get a lawyer and I'm not going to call the police. And if I was going to do anything like that or hurt anybody like that, I would have done it long ago. I love a good threat. I love a good threat. And I will say this, I have a lot of remorse for some things, and one of the things I do not have remorse for is putting Alex's pee-pee pics on my community page that time, because he had already took money from me he knew I didn't have. No, I'm not talking about the beginning, I'm talking about the very, very end and stuff like that, and that's fine, I don't have any more to ever say about Alex, Bridget, Brenda, that group right there. They were never my friends. It's just a bad experience all the way around, and I wish them nothing but the best. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. 'Cause I didn't never know y'all before, you know, really much, and I didn't really know you during, because I was being trolled or whatever happened. I have my answers. I know in my gut who was involved and kind of what went down, and I know on principle I'm right about a lot. I apologize, Lindy, for talking about you to Alex, but I'll throw that caveat in there. But uh, you talked about me to Jim too, and I did think in that deluded, crazy state, Lindy, I thought I was just head over heels with him. You know what I mean? It was like a drug. It was like, because I just felt so miserable and so depressed and just so down for so long. And then with him, it brought me some kind of happiness, and I hadn't experienced happiness in so long. I just wanted more and more and more and more. And I just felt so good when I was talking to him. He made me laugh and made me happy and all that. And it was something to look forward to and all that. So it made me feel so good that I couldn't have enough. I just wanted, it was almost like a drug to a certain extent, because it made me happy, and I just had been sad for so long. I mean, all kidding aside, I hadn't been on my HIV medicine for a long time. And then towards the end there, my mental health medication, and I was really down. I mean, I didn't care enough to go down there and see my doctor to get refills for my HIV medicine. So that shows, I mean, I was just down. I was down. I was down on my luck. I was down on everything. So, and I get all the animosity. I don't think it's fair to try to blackmail someone. I don't think it's fair to invade my privacy. I don't do anything bad. Everybody's seen what kind of porn I like, and it has nothing to do with children. That stupid Hello Starlight thing where that boy, I wasn't even sexual. I watch the thing. I watch all kind of things, and I'm obsessive about stuff. Why would I look at that and do anything? You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows what porn I look like. I like big old dicks and hairy, stinky men, and gay stuff. So that I'm just, so I don't worry about that. I don't worry about the gun. I warned Barbie. I said, send the police mouse. I dare you. And what they do is you come, because I knew what kind of state I was already mentally. I knew it was going to that limit, because like I said before, it's like a cycle. So as soon as those police got here, because I was shaking, I'm not shaking because I'm scared. I'm shaking because I'm that mad. I think it's some kind of, mom has damaged not my immune system, my nervous system probably over the years. And you think I'm about terrorizing. Come on, I've been terrorized my whole life, even when I'm in there washing dishes or in the kitchen, and mom, or it could be anybody. I'm not saying like mom's gonna beat me, but I just like I get that startled feeling where your whole body shakes and it scares you like that, like very easily, like you know what I'm saying. So, Lindy, I don't forgive you for not just like trying to talk to me. I mean, everybody can look back in retrospect. I can see the things that I was doing. I was over there blabbing to Mallory, drunk and I get all that, Lindy. I get it. But I understand too. And I will give you this benefit of the doubt, Lindy. Honestly, like I understand behind text, it's kind of hard to, you know what I mean? It's different than hearing someone. So you can't really pick up on, are they having a, are they a little bit manic over there going crazy, or are they depressed? It's through text. So you don't get to pick up any of, the cues. You know what I mean? Like if you're talking to so I can even understand, I can understand a lot of that. So I just, I mean, it's just pointless, and it's just causing me harm in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally. And with this thing with mom and all that, it's just going to weigh down on me too much to be worrying about this. So, I know what happened. They know what happened. I know what I deserved. I know what I didn't deserve. And I think they went too far. Should I not have? I showed my ass on here, being nasty, going like, God, kill your kids, doing all that. I still don't take that back. At that time, it wasn't about disrespecting his kids. It was about getting his name, because I was like at that point. You know what I'm saying? He knows, I would hope so, trolling or not, if you talk to someone for, 6, 7 months, that you kind of get to know them, and I would never do that. But you don't know me, Stewie, so I get it. I get it. But, as everybody can see all these years here, I never went real life on anybody. I just didn't. But if you ask Mara, she will tell me, that I am a horrible, horrible real lifer, because I put a picture from Google on a community post with no address from a rental home that her daughter was actually moving out of around the time. But, and if you ask beautiful Beth Roche, I'm a horrible child, minor child picture hoarder, and I'm just doing all these dirty things. And, yeah, right, Beth Roche. You know what I'm into. If you don't, then I'm sure everybody knows what I'm into. If not, you can just ask my ex-boyfriends to it. So, I know what I experienced. I know what I know. I know all those things. And Lindy, what do I think? I wonder this, and I'm being honest, Lindy. I can be mean and be silly on here. I mean, like if you, just like I was kind of making a point yesterday with like that thing I read that JT wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like JT said all the same kind of vicious, mean things about you that I basically, Lindy, just repeated everything back I've heard over the years. Basically, I mean, it's all just a repeat of what they said, and you can forgive it for JT. So just I do apologize for talking behind your back, but you talked behind my back. So, I mean, I can be manipulative. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody on here is a little bit manipulative, because that's what it's all about. So everybody's got that skill in their wheelhouse to a certain extent. But I was infatuated with him. It brought me happiness, and I just wanted it all to my own 24/7. And I was already cuckoo, and it just sent me over the edge. It sent me over the edge. So, you know. I think everybody knows that too. If I was going to do anything to someone, or do anything bad, that I've said it many, many times. If I wanted to do it, I would have did it. Why I don't do a lot of that too is because I'm proud of that. There's very few things I can be proud of in my life, but I'm proud that I didn't go that level. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I did was finally when I snapped, I said that, CPS thing on Lindy saying that she's a fugitive baby snatcher back in 23 or 20, whenever. And the message in Mara's daughter saying, I'm going to get a restraining order. Bye. That was the extent of my revenge in real life. So I stood my ground. This is my channel, and I can say whatever I want to over here. And I don't go, just like I showed everybody. Do you see how long I didn't go to people's channel? I didn't like antagonize people or troll people and go like what I did the last, week or whatever. I did it to kind of prove a point. Like, look, I stay over here in my little space, and I scream and shout and bitch and moan and cry and all that stuff, because this is my channel. No, I don't force anybody. If nobody comes, it's mine. And one day maybe I'll be laying on my deathbed listening back to it. It's mine. I don't bother people on here. I just don't. If getting tagged in something just hurts you that bad, then I don't know what to tell you. But I don't even tag people hardly much. So that's about it. I'm just laying off of it for a while. If I want to go back and watch some old stream of cats and give my opinion on things, whatever, I'm not having the fugitive arrested. I'm not having, come on now. So I just think it's a raw deal. I think it's a completely raw deal to be crucified, to be judged by whatever behind the scenes where you can't say, hey, let me explain this, or hey, da 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 da, or hey. That's not fair. And if I did that to anybody on here, you would have went well above and beyond what I have. And that's a fact. That is just an absolute fact. Could you imagine if I would have did this to someone? Like, say I did all this to like Angelo or for whatever reason, you know what I mean? It would be like literal bloody war. It just would. Or JT or anything. And JT, let me tell you something, JT. Let me tell you something, John Thompson. You are a little sociopathic too, sir. You are. You're very mean. JT, I've watched you for years. You're mean like me. You've got that little mean streak in you, JT, where you just go all balls to the wall too. And then I think sometimes you kind of like, ooh, oops. You know what I'm saying, JT? I wouldn't take anything that your wife has worked her whole life for, JT. Do I hate you? Yeah. Do I hope you fall down the flight of stairs and you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life? Yes. But, I don't want your daughter's inheritance, okay? And witty widow. Mm-mm-mm. All those horrible things and all those septic tank jokes and all the Jose whatever traveler thing. I was so embarrassed, Witty. I'm gonna remind you this, Witty, so if in case I don't talk to you for a week or two or however long. I was so upset and so heartbroken and so scared and so alone, Witty. And I went over there, and what did you say to me, Witty? Ugh, I can't believe you're showing your face around here. That's not very nice, Woody. My heart just like, it was like a glass just shattering into 1,000 pieces. Tears started rolling down my face. I couldn't even hardly breathe for a second. I was gasping. It was very sad, Woody. That's not a nice thing to do. Thank God I'm not like you, right? Thank God I'm not like you. Please don't beat your daughter anymore. Please don't do that. Anyway, I think that's all I want to say. I'm going to take a nap. I mowed the front yard, and I called to see about a biopsy, and they faxed over that, and it's like I'm going to have cancer because I'm going to have to do every single thing except sit down there and get some chemo or have whatever. Oh, the short-term disability, FMLA. She can't get no damn disability because she's already on Social Security, and my SSI ain't going to be here for a while, so I have to figure all that out, and she's just going to have to work for a while, and I'm going to stop spending like a crazy person so you can try to save up a little bit of money there and be responsible, and whatever happens. If I have to go, she's got good credit. I can go down there and get a damn Toyota Camry or whatever, a good used one at Suncoast if I want to do DoorDash or whatever. She just has to quit that job. It'll all work out. I've made it many and many times and a long time on very little money, so I know how to go to revert back to, living in abject poverty. So at least now the house is a little less, poverty stricken. So I'm comfortable and I'm happy, and that's all you can do. I think there's one more thing that I'm gonna go because I really need a nap. That's it, Lindy. You know what, Lindy? 2 weeks from now, next week, tomorrow, I could come on here and be pissed at you and say whatever I want to say. But I want you to know you should be very grateful. You want to talk about gratitude? You should be grateful that I'm a better person than you. In regards, I'm not saying I'm a better person to you than you overall, but in regards to, I would have never went real life to you. I understand. Like I remember talking to Alex and things like, "Oh, I have Lindy arrested" or whatever. I'd look. Maybe people didn't understand back then, but now I think everybody kind of. I say the most wildest, crazy shit. It just comes out of. It's in my head. It comes out of my mouth. It's just the way. I'm telling you, I'm on the spectrum a little bit. There's no doubt about it. I'm on the spectrum a little bit. I don't get social cues good. I think, and if you even looked up like autism and then like narcissistic or sociopathic tendencies, with it they kind of like look like each other to a certain extent, because people that are on the spectrum, you don't, you know what I mean? There's like the whole social aspect where you don't kind of pick up on things like a normal person. Because I can be smart about like whatever I'm interested in, or learn, or space, or electronics, whatever. I'm good like that. But then when it comes to, because they used to always say that about my grandpa. My grandpa was a genius, but he was not street smart whatsoever. Even in the business he was in and all that, he just was not very street smart. He was brilliant, but he wasn't street smart. And I think I kind of fall. I'm far from brilliant, but I think I'm like understand certain things better, but not like situational, or maybe like kind of understanding how other people process, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like some horrible sociopath, all those things you made me. And then it's just like, I think that comes back to mom, like horrible things mom would say to me, and you believe it because that's your mom. And then all these people, oh, you're a sociopath, you're this, that. I'm like, well, God, if everybody's saying it, then it must be true. You know what I mean? And so then it made me even feel worse. Anyway, that's about all I have to say. So, Lindy, enjoy your stolen freedom. You stalked Cat first. I trolled Cat. We both trolled Cat. Everybody trolled Cat. I feel bad about it. Swear to God, I feel bad about it. I wish I could go back and not do it, because I understand how it feels now. And it's not a good feeling. Of course, no one did to Kat what they did to me. But Lindy, if you could read Kat's emails, or if you could read her text, or if you could peer on her security cams, you sure would, Lindy, because you're that obsessive. You are. You are. I know you, Lindy. I know you. In that troll account, you're like, oh, look, see, he didn't even guess it was me. It was Tammy, so that's basically the same. Okay, so I was dead on. I mean, come on. Isn't Tammy the other troll with the bird finger or whatever, too? You're kind of like me, Lindy. Whoever you're around, you kind of pick up on a little bit. Like you used to do that with Hipster and kind of pick up some of Hipster's lingo. I've heard you pick up a little mine, and that's normal in between friends and groups. Someone likes something someone says, and it kind of passes around. That's like in society or whatever, social media. So, but I'm just saying, Lindy, you do like me. You kind of pick up a little bit who you're around. So, anyway, I ain't gonna keep going on. I was going somewhere with that, but I forgot. Anyway, I just don't think I've got much more to say for now. Let me think, because I think my brain's finally starting. I think after all this, I think I finally, like, I'm finally, maybe this with the cancer thing, like I told mom for her health and to be living better and more healthy, maybe it's a good thing. So, maybe this will give me something to focus on and whatever. And, so, oh, kitty cat. I'm trying to think. That's about it. I'm sure I'll think of 10 things. I just have to use some of my self-control not to come on here and be like, and this and that, because it's really hard. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to take a nap. Hope everybody has a beautiful day. Calico Kitty hopes you have a beautiful day. Everybody, tell beautiful Beth Roche how smart she is, and she should go ahead for that doctorate in psychiatry. And Mara, one day, my only hope in life is that before you die of old age, that you will forgive me for posting a rental house of your daughter's that she was moving out of with no address on YouTube. I'm going to ask God for forgiveness so I don't go to hell for that. Beth Roche, I know I should have drove to Ohio. I should have hacked your Facebook and set it on private. I should have, but I didn't, Beth Roche, and I'm very, very sorry for that. And I hope there in your lovely mobile home community overlooking the hills of Ohio with the sunrise and the stray cats and all that, that you will find it in your heart to forgive me one day. I understand you may never. And it is, it is for Facebook pictures. So, but anyway, that's about it. I'm just going to go. So that's it. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye now.